How fast the light died out. We lost track of ourselves, riding away. At last time will run out. We waited for us.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Max. I'm a beginner guitarist. I've been playing guitar for like 8 months, and I've learned solely from Eden guitar tutorials. So I thought, hey, why don't I start making some? I made a few now. This is like my 4th one or something. And this is going to be a tutorial for guitar on Eden's currently unreleased track, Just Saying. And this has got that great section at the end that I just played that he already like kind of released on SoundCloud on that track he titled Hello. And I absolutely love this song. He's played it on a live stream, and I'm going to be teaching you how he plays the guitar on that live stream. So first thing is first, we've got standard tuning, E, A, D, G, B, E. For this tutorial, again, I'm going to keep this really beginner friendly, as I always try to do. We're only going to be using the E, A, D, and G strings for this song, which I think that's what Eden does anyway, but that's how I've taught myself, so that's what we're going to do. So for the majority of the song, plucking-wise, Eden's plucking all 4 strings at once, but there are some sections where he does a plucking pattern. It's the exact same one that he does in Love, Death, Distraction. So I'll show you the timestamp right now of where I teach the plucking pattern for Love, Death, Distraction. You could apply it exactly to this song. You could hop over to that video and watch it, that timestamp, and be all caught up. And then there's some strumming in like the section that I just played. But other than that, it's very simple, and once you get that plucking pattern down, this song's a breeze. So in my last tutorial, I specifically said what finger goes on what string for every chord. Now, there's a lot of chords in this song, so I'm gonna just give you the shape, 2 different shapes. I'm gonna number 1 and 2, and they're both bar chord shapes. You have your major bar chord shape, your minor bar chord shape. If you don't know them, I'll teach you for the first 2 chords, and then you can apply that to the rest of the chords, just sliding up and down with the same finger shape. So the first chord's an F chord using the E, A, D, and G strings. That's your pointer finger, 1st fret of the E string, your ring finger, 3rd fret of the A string, your pinky finger, 3rd fret of the D string, and the G string is your middle finger on the 2nd fret. So this is going to be shape 1. This is a major shape, the major bar chord shape. And that's your F chord. The next chord's going to be shape 2, which will be the minor form of a bar chord. It's going to be A minor. So if you take that shape we just learned from the F, the major bar chord shape, plucking all of those 4 strings, and then you slide it up to where your pointer is now on the 5th fret. This would be an A major, but he's actually playing A minor. So all you do is remove your middle finger, and you make sure your finger's pressing down that string on the 5th fret, and pluck all of them together, and there's your A minor. So the next chord he plays in the song is a G. This is the major shape, so shape 1 with your pointer on the 3rd fret. That's G. And then he slides back up to the A minor, plucks those all, and then we have a new chord, which is going to be E minor. Sounds like that. This one's actually a little bit different because, I mean, there's literally no like strings for you to have that shape. So this one, I'll let you know what fingers go on what strings. The E string is going to be open, and then the A string is going to be your ring finger on the 2nd fret, and then your pinky on the D string on the 2nd fret also, and then you're going to be playing the G string open. So only your ring finger and your pinky finger are doing anything for this E minor chord. And then the next chord he plays is back up to the F. So to put it in perspective of the song, the order of chords being F, A minor, G, A minor, E minor, F. I think I said those all right. This is how he does it. So the first chord he plays gets about 2 counts, then the second chord gets about 1 count, and then the next chord gets about 1 count. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how he does it. And this is actually for verse 1. It is also for the chorus, and it's also for verse 2. So you've just learned every part of verse 1, the chorus, and verse 2. Obviously he's singing different things over it, but the exact same pattern repeats through the entire thing. So verse 1 starts with and honestly I can't sleep no more. The film is stopped, but it's only reconstructing light that don't shine no more. Right? And then he repeats that. The chorus is, but I'll get right in a little bit. I'll find my light in a little bit. Just passed out on my bedroom floor. I'll get back up. Right? And then that repeats again. And then for verse 2 you've got, yeah, subdivision in the dark. You want multicolor vision versions of vanilla. I don't know what he sings there. I've literally not learned the singing part at all. But, you know, the chords just repeat. So you can totally figure out how singing and the guitar intertwines, but you've got all that guitar down now. The next bit we're gonna learn is kind of a little riff thingy. Apparently it's not even intended for guitar. Since the track's not out right now, I don't know what it sounds like, but he said it's a piano thing, and he attempted something on guitar, so I'll teach you what I think he's doing on guitar there, but take it with a fat grain of salt, because even Eden was laughing at what he was doing. So I'll teach it anyway, though. Basically, he starts on the F chord, plucks it all together, and then he plucks the A string, I think. So, like, right? So F, A string, and then I'm pretty sure he plucks the G string open. So just like that. So, and then I'm pretty sure what he does is make sure your finger's barring again on the first fret, and then you're gonna take the B string and you pluck it and then hammer on with your pinky onto the 3rd fret. So you're just pressing down with your pinky after you pluck it. So altogether it sounds kind of like this. So then he moves up to another chord, which is going to be that G that we learned. Right? So altogether, something like that. I'm pretty sure the next thing he does is, I really can't tell what's going on here, but what I do is I bar down on the 2nd fret after we pluck that chord, and then on the G string he does another hammer on and a pull off with your pinky on the 4th fret. So like that. And then he moves back up to that G chord shape and then does another hammer on, no pull off, on the G string. So your middle finger's on the 4th fret, and then you hammer onto the 5th fret with your pinky. Faster, like that. And then you move up to the B string, which your finger is barring right now on the 3rd fret. And then you use your pinky to pluck the 5th fret. And then you move back down to that E minor, pluck it all together, and then back up to the F, pluck it all together. So slowly it should sound a little bit something like this. That was a little bit rough, but that should give you a basic idea of what it should sound like, right? And then you could always listen to what Ian does on the live stream. But I just wanted to give you my interpretation of it so you could try to replicate it. So the next time he varies things up from that pattern that you learned is in verse 2 when he says, whoa, these waves just keep raining down. And for that one, he just plucks all together on that A minor, and then the G, and then the F. He just goes down, plucks each one separately, just like that. And then he moves on into the bridge where he says so slowly. And then this is way up the fretboard. We're going to learn some of the same chords, but an octave higher. So this is where he uses that same plucking pattern from Love, Death, Distraction. He starts up on an A minor, way up here on the fretboard. I'll actually tell you what I do for this one because I can't bar this high up on the fretboard. It's a minor shape, so my middle finger usually wouldn't be doing anything. But the way I do it, I have my pointer on the 17th fret of the E string, then I have my ring on the 19th fret of the A string, and then the D string, my pinky, also on the 19th fret. And then I actually put my middle finger on that same fret as my pointer, so on the G string on the 17th fret. So it's a little bit crammed, but it gets the job done. That's an A minor way up there. Then we move on down to a G, which is shape 1 with your pointer finger on the 15th fret. Should sound like that. That's your G. And then F, you move it down 2 frets again. Now you're shape 1 also, with your pointer finger on the 13th fret. Then the next chord's a D minor. So this is going to be shape 2 with your pointer finger on the 10th fret. That's D minor. And then you move back up to the G, and then back down to the F. So that's the first part of the bridge. There's a second part, but just to go over that, you use that plucking pattern from Love, Death, Distraction. So slowly, something like this. Something like that. You could start to grasp the length of each chord. I'll play it one more time. There you go. And then for the next part, he goes back up to that A minor, right? And then the G. And then there's a new chord, which is an E minor. It's your pointer finger on the 12th fret, shape 2, so the minor shape. And then you go back up to the F. And then you move down to another new chord, which is going to be a C. This is shape 1 with your pointer on the 8th fret. And then you move back up to the E minor that we just learned, then back up to the F. So the second part of this bridge should sound like this. There you go. So piece it all together, and that's that A minor, the G, F. And then that D minor, the G, the F. Back up to the A minor, G, then E minor, F, C, E minor, F. There you go, that's the bridge. I would say that's the most complicated part of this entire song. And he transitions directly from that bridge right back into the chorus, goes right back down on that low F chord, and does the same thing. But then once he reaches this G, he actually starts plucking just like you were plucking before. So like 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then, instead of going back up to that A minor like he usually does, just like that, he actually goes from the G, as he's plucking, up to a B flat, which is shape 1 with your pointer finger on the 6th fret. It's kind of like a weird, I don't know if it's technically a key change, but it feels like that, and it sounds actually super cool. He changes the length a little bit too, and then back down to the A minor, and then the G. So instead of 2, 3, 4, A minor, E minor, F, he goes. And then he continues on with a normal pattern, except plucking it. So. Right, so it's the same pattern then from there out, what we learned earlier, except he's using that new plucking pattern that we learned. So then the vocal changes a little bit there as well. So something like, get right in a little bit, I'll find my light in a little bit, just passed out on my bedroom floor, I'll get back up. And then he continues on with the vocals. Then he does that riff again, that little. And then when he finishes that riff, he hangs there on that F, then slides up to the G, and then goes into that outro bit, that absolutely incredible outro bit. The outro bit's going to be quite a few chords. I'm going to run through them real quick. We know all of them. Yeah, we know all of them right now already. So, first one's in A minor. He hangs on every single one, I think for about 2 counts. In the live stream, he starts with plucking them and then eventually moves into strumming. You can listen to the live stream to do what he does. I'm not sure exactly how it goes, but I know he starts with plucking all 4. I like strumming all of them, so that's what I'm going to do. So he starts on that A minor, moves down to a G, then up to a C, then back down to the G, down to an F, back up to the G, and then he hits a D minor, slides down to a C. I don't think he plucks it. He just strums and then slides that down to a C. And then he goes back down, starts strumming on the G. And then after that G, he slides back up to the A and starts over again. G, C, G. Except this time, he goes back up to the, instead of down to the F, up to the A minor, and then goes down to the G, to the F, hangs on it. Back up to the A minor, G, F. And that's the song. So let me give you an example piece by piece with some singing, so you know how that all goes together. So he starts out on that A minor. How fast the light died out, we lost track of ourselves, riding away. Our last time will run out, you waited for us, don't you lose it now. You gave up, yeah, don't you lose me now. And then for that last chord, he moves up back to the C. Just like that. This one was a doozy. There's a lot to unpack here, and I wanted to keep it a little bit quicker than my last tutorial for Love, Death, Distraction, just because there's so much that I could go in depth about, but I feel like I don't have to. So let me know if that was too fast or too confusing or not fast enough. Anything I can improve on, my mind is open to. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this helped, and I'll see you in the next one.